First of all, when I was 13 years old, that was when poetry called me. It is a calling that I do not regret answering. I can remember when I was 8 years old and I was quite a stubborn kid, and my mom would always scold me, and I used to stammer, so I couldn't exactly express myself. So I would just write a letter and keep it on her pillow. She would call me and sit me down to talk and end up apologizing. And my mom was quite a stubborn person, may her soul rest in peace. And I said, wow, something that's gonna make my mom apologize. Interesting, something worth holding on to. So I held on to writing. And fast forward, I was going to SS1, I was 13, and I was supposed to make a decision between picking either to be a science student or an art student. And you had teachers telling me that, oh, your grade is so good that it's just for a science student, and if you go for art, it's a waste of grade. And I wanted to be a doctor badly because I lost my grandfather to cardiovascular disease. And I'm like, okay, fine. But I knew I loved writing, so I just went for science class. But I failed miserably in chemistry, in physics, and I only knew a little biology. And you'd always find me scribbling something down, just writing and trying to express myself. So they would send us on quiz competition in the school, and anytime I represented, the school was last. But whenever I would represent the school in public speaking, poetry, or arts and drama, it was first. And I said, great. But then I had my classmates looking down on me and thinking I am dumb. And I started to feel bad, and I spoke to my mom about it. And she said, but I am an actress, right? That's art, and I am beautiful. Don't you think you're beautiful too? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So at that point in time when she said that to me, I knew that believing in myself is a favor that I owe myself, and nobody's gonna do it for me. And nobody's also gonna do it for you. And I figured that the reason why I was feeling that way and why they were saying all of that to me is because it's an unfamiliar space for the Northern Nigerian woman. But it was something that I was willing to take a chance on because I said to myself, I am worthy and I deserve that. And whatever it is, if God can inspire this, then he wants me to do it. And if he wants me to do it, then he is willing to guide me all the way. So I said, okay, great, you're gonna do this. And there was no opportunity until my aunt got abused by her husband. And I felt so powerless because I didn't know how to attack him because I was so angry. So I wrote on domestic violence, and my mom came across the piece, and she said, we have to make a video. And I was so scared. She said, there is a gift in you, and I cannot let this pass. You have to make a video. I said, okay, would you be my manager and my director? She said, sure. I said, okay. So I did the video, and it hit 3 million views on YouTube. And it hit 10,000 views on Instagram, and I had people coming out and sharing their experiences and saying, your words are healing. I said, wait, I wanted to be a doctor, right? But then God knew maybe that if I was a doctor, I would have killed maybe half of the population in Nigeria because I knew nothing about, science that much and all of that subjects. But then maybe God wanted me to step into that realm of unleashing my potential to becoming more than I thought I would become, because words are limitless. And so if it can be healing, then you can use it for other purposes too, for love, for inspiration, for motivation. And that is what I said I'm gonna leave to do for the rest of my life. And I started taking the path, and it led to several other branches. Now I'm an entrepreneur. It gave me time to also discover that, oh, hey, you can actually make tea bags. So I sell tea bags. And I'm like, oh, hey, you can actually be an MC. So I actually do MCing. I do poetry and so many other things. Finally, most of us here are last planets. You might want to ask me, what is the last planet? We already have all the planets in the galaxy, but where are you? Where is your mark? Where are you? And most of us are scared because we don't want to step out of the line to become the last planet, to become that entity, because we so much want to fit in. But you have to step out to make the difference. So I want you guys to take something back home with you, that you are a last planet. I am that planet. Not Mercury, not Mars, not Venus, but the last one. the one that you never heard of, the one on days clings onto Pluto, so just maybe it may have a sense of identity, trying to come out, but hiding in those words that my tongue spit that you clap to. Yet somehow, I hold my soul back so it doesn't pour out the truth that I am not ready to share. Yet somehow, sincerity slips its way through my veins like blood unfiltered through the pen kissing the paper, showcasing to the world. To most, I am an open book. Yet somehow, I have booked in pain while secretly smile snatches its reservation, left with no option but to share room. So wonder not, when my eyebrow shows up with the anger stare, and my lip shows up with the glorious curve, it is the battle of the roommates. And just like that last planet that you never heard of, I hide me in smiles, handshakes, and hugs on days all I was supposed to say was, I am not okay. But being scared that my weakness was going to show, so I asked myself, will I be motivation enough? Will I be inspiration enough? Hell, am I even enough? On days anxiety gets the best of me, I become like a rat running from the light in the daytime, cause its sight is like an original sin. So do I kill or chase myself? Do I love or hate myself? Do I acknowledge or rebuke myself? Do I cave in on the cheers that the world offers, or do I open up wounds so they could see that I've been loving with roots of pain, that my smile has been a mask of make-believe, that I've got it all together when in reality, I am only giving life bits of my broken self to see them keep it together. See, it took this girl 7 years to grow with a little confidence. Another 3 years into a late teen, scared of height, yet about to take a flight. Another 3 years into this woman stable in the sky like an eagle, owning the terrain, becoming one with the air, finding home in a space where law of gravity still exists, yet still soaring. Like fear was just another little bird in the sky that stood no chance, so I found me. And you can find you too, if only you dare to believe and see beyond the horizon. Thank you.